Hi, Jim Micklick here, bringing you the Micklick's Minute. Today I'm really excited to talk about our Level 6 experience with Mary Routman and Ginny Foster. This really hits home as we talk about a skills gap shortage in the 16 career clusters that are out there. We also have a skills gap shortage in education. As we look to prep the next generation to help teach and educate our youth, we really need to focus on this. And this is something myself and Mary take near and dear to heart because we're in this field. So Mary, Ginny, thank you for your time today to talk about your experiences here with the educational internship in the Connect Academy. Ginny, so you want to be a teacher, huh?
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts going into this experience and wanting to be a teacher?
I was very excited to have this opportunity given to me because I grew up in a district that was not Muskego, and I grew up with student teachers from the high school all the time. So then when this program was brought to my attention, I was very excited to just jump on that and be able to work with Mrs. Routman.
So you're excited going into this opportunity. Now you've been in the classroom since August and we're in January finishing up first semester. How is that excitement still there? Have you been working with these kids for all these months?
Every day. I mean, if I walk in here with if I had a bad day over at the high school, the moment I walk in here, these kids make my day all the time.
That's awesome. Mary, so working with Ginny, it's our first year with the Muskego Norway School District offering this program. I know I reached out to you and you hopped right on board and helped us out. How's this experience been from your perspective?
From my perspective, it's one of the most important opportunities for a graduating senior who at the time believes they want to go into education. I think back to my experience in high school and what I wanted to do in the future, and I wanted to be in a classroom, but I really didn't understand why. And going forward 20 some years now, I know why, and Ms. Foster's getting that opportunity to truly understand and work toward the belief and the desire that she has because she's seeing it firsthand. It's incredible. It's an opportunity for her to be learning firsthand what she should be doing and what it should look like and feel like. But more importantly, it's so important for the students. The relationship that she's developed as a high school senior and her own experience as a learner is just helping them grow and become better learners in third grade. So it's been wonderful.
That's great. And just so you know too, our educational internships and our level 6 experience is more than just a student aid. Ginny is tasked with developing mini lessons plans and looking at the actual pedagogy of education and learning. Ginny, can you tell us a little bit about what one of those mini lessons looked like that you gave to the kids?
So one of them that we did was, for growth mindset. We read a book called Beautiful Oops, and it was about how you can make mistakes into something beautiful, and watching the kids interact with each other. I had them turn and talk. They just kind of got this whole understanding that mistakes aren't always a bad thing, and just seeing instilling that kind of learning on somebody else was really powerful to me.
And how did that look for you for prepping? You know, some people don't understand education, and when you're developing that lesson plan, what you have to put into it prior to actually giving that lesson?
I had to work a lot with Mary actually and know exactly what I was teaching because I wasn't quite sure what growth mindset was, and being able to talk with her and her explaining it more to me, and then she actually helped me and sat down and we were this is what we need these kids to learn. And so it was a lot of work, but at the end it's worth it.
Is that worth it? Ms. Routman, what was your take on those mini lessons in kind of helping prep Ginny to be a teacher?
So there are 3 lessons that she's required to do of 6, and together we sat down and worked through what she felt she was most comfortable teaching, what she wanted to maybe stretch her teaching skills in. So we picked the growth mindset that she's speaking of, and I provided what the targets were for her because there are certain standards and targets that we have to teach and assess. And she was able then to say, okay, I know what this should look like, and came to me and did the research and asked what can I do to get them to this point. I think one of the most incredible opportunities that she had through the lessons that she taught happened to be the reflections. Yeah. And often she's providing reflections on what I'm doing, and she's seeing the things that the students are doing or maybe not doing yet. And she intervenes quickly, but to be up in front of the students doing that was really powerful for her, and I think that was the most important, and I would say growth for her as a teacher, saying, I know what I did, and this is what I did really well, and I know what I want to do next time, so that the students really can benefit from this opportunity. So really great. On a different note, to add on to the required lessons, Ms. Foster works with kids every day and really has created relationships with them, but also knows who they are as learners. And as all of our instruction is guided by formative assessments, it's something that she's really developed an understanding, and not only for your own learning, right, as a senior, but also how important it is for students to be able to take that information, get the feedback, and set goals. And so even though it's a required one-time teaching that she did the formative assessment, she's doing it almost every day.
And Mary, just to kind of spark off of that as we start to wrap up this conversation today, me and you were having a conversation when Ginny was actually working with some students aside, and you said the students actually see her as a teacher, not as a high school student. Explain a little bit about that and what that environment's like for the kids when she comes in here.
Well, that 100% came from Ms. Foster. She has presented herself as a lifelong learner, and she's presented to the students like, this is my dream to be a teacher, and I know what I want to do. So she came in automatically saying, this is my opportunity to learn as much as I can. But it's more from the relationships that she's developed. She's provided respect. She's demonstrated her understanding of what she's teaching, also her understanding of who the kids are and what they need and how she can better help them grow. So that really just 100% came from her. I shared with them in the beginning who she was and what her purpose was here, but her evolution and relationship building came strictly from her and her desire to be a teacher and having this awesome opportunity.
It's amazing. Ginny, congrats on that, by the way. That's a hard thing for people to do, and it's amazing to hear you're doing that. Again, this is Jim Micklig talking about our Ed Internship, first ever in the Muskego High School District this year with Ginny and Mary. Our goal here as we offer these opportunities and experiences is for students to explore future career paths that they want to go into so they can make informed decisions moving forward.